so pleased to have as my guest today my very dear friend and business colleague, Kathy Bernard. Kathy is editor of So Beautiful magazine. Kathy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Martha. I love coming on your show.
Oh, well, I love for you to be here.
Well,
look at this wonderful technique. Oh, Kathy,
it's
tell
really
us about
cute,
it.
and I know.
Really nice.
I always say it's so easy, but it really is. Once we break it down for you and you show you how to do it step by step, you'll realize how easy it is to design your own dresses. And this is a simple little girl's dress. It's a boutique dress, and it's got a flip-flop scallop double. It's a separated yoke and bodice, and then really what holds it together is these buttons and the trim. And I'm going to show you how to take a basic bodice pattern and create this shape yourself. You don't have to buy a pattern with this already on it. So let's go to the boards and let me show you how easy this is to do. First of all, you need to start off with a basic bodice pattern, and these are readily available from almost anybody. And you'll want to draw a line straight across the top representing a yoke line. And then we know that we have four whole scallops across the front, and that means that we'll have 2 on the half bodice. So there will be 1 whole one and a half one and a half one. So in order to mark this correctly, you're going to want to find the center of that half of the bodice, and you're going to line up the center front mark to the arm seam line, not the arm cutting line, but right here where your seam is going to be. So we'll find the half mark here. Then we want to find the half mark between that, and we're going to fold that in half and crease that and unfold it, and that gives us our quarter marks, and we're going to mark each side of this. The next thing we're going to do to make this very simple is to create a template using a piece of, I just used a piece of file folder. And I decided for myself how deep I wanted this scallop to be. And I marked each side here, and then I went up 3/4 of an inch and created a half circle. It's not a complete half circle, but it's the top of the circle. I used a drafter's template like this that's readily available at hobby stores, but you can use household products like a jar lid or something in your house that's a small circle to create this. Once we've done that, we cut out our little half circle and we draw 1 below the line and a half above the line and a half above the line, and it's easy as that. Now we have a template to work from. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is cut that right in half. You're going to cut right on that line to separate the yoke from the lower bodice. But you've got to add something back in, because you need some fabric here in order for this scallop to have something to button into, and the same here. So easily all you have to do is add a straight piece of paper on the back side of each of these pieces to complete that. Now the next part is really the hardest part of the whole process, and that's remembering when you cut out not to cut on this line, because this is going to be your stitching line. And I know I did this twice. I knew not to do this and I did it twice. So the best thing to do is to cut along this line first, then to cut the rest of it out. Once you've done that, you're going to open this up on the wrong side of the fabric and draw your template line right here. And this will be your stitching line. So then you're going to want to set your machine up with a 1.5 stitching length, and you've cut out, of course, a lining piece, and this is your fashion fabric piece, and for the yoke you've cut out 2 layers. You put these together, stitch a precise little 1.5 stitching length along that drawn line, and then you're going to cut along the edge to trim off a seam allowance and clip notch into each of to the stitching around this curve. And then you'll have to turn everything and poke those little scallops out. And I wanted to show you how easy it is. It's often very hard to get a nice curve with just finger pressing. So I use this great little handy clover pointer tool, and I use the round end to poke that seam out to give me a nice, precise, sharp seam. And then I'll press right on top of that with a steam iron, and that will finish that edge really neatly. So let me show you what that looks like when we do a final finish. This is what you'll end up with, and I'll show you here. It has a lining and the fashion fabric, and this is just the double layer yoke. You'll put these together just flip-flopping them, just like this, and then you can either tack this down with a hidden stitch, or you can add pretty little buttons like this. You can do double buttons. and just create that any way you want to. And over here, I've done one using a triangular shape. You can also do this with a square shape, but it's an easy process with any shape that you want to use. And to finish the garment out, you'll just add your lining and your other yoke to these seams and finish the dress out according to the pattern's directions. And that's how easy it is to take a basic bodice to another level and to create something really cute with
I think that's
tools at home, right?
It's absolutely
Go in your
perfect.
kitchen.
And is the next step when you start drafting and making things really your own. Kathy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.